Okay, so now we move on. We're going to combine the two portfolios. We got 40% in stock and 60% in bond fund. So first thing we can do is calculate the expected return. There's a couple ways to do this. The Here the easy way. Expected return on the portfolio is simply zero point 0.4 multiplied by the expected return on stocks. Which is 10%. So we've got this 0.4. Then we add 0.6 multiply the expected return on on the bond fund of 5%, and we get 7%. So we can also do it a little bit longer way, which is what they've done up here. They've calculated the returns based on the weights of each of the portfolios and multiplied it by the returns in each of uh, the types of the scenarios. So it looked like this. So expected return on the portfolio is going to be 0.05 multiplied by 0.4 multiplied by the loss of 37% plus 0.6 multiplied by the loss of 9%. So these multiplied and added together will give you the minus 20.2. Multiply them by the 0.05, and that gives you negative 1.01. So then for the mild recession, we've got 0.25 multiplied by 0.4 multiplied by the loss of 11% plus 0.6 multiplied by the gain of 15%. And then, so that takes care of the mild recession, then plus 0.4 times, 0.4 the 0.4 the probability of the normal growth. So, and then 0.4 times the return in that scenario of 14% for stocks plus 0.6 times 8%. So that takes care of the normal growth. And then the boom is 0.3 multiplied by 0.4 times 30% plus 0.6 times the loss of 5%. So multiply those out, add them up, and again, you should get 7.0%. Okay, now we can calculate the portfolio variance. So sigma squared P is going to be equal to, we're going to have a probability, and it's just like calculating any other variance. We would need to calculate these returns. So the negative 20, as we talked about, was the 0.4 multiplied by the loss of 37% plus the 0.6 multiplied by the loss of 9%. And then we would go on through and calculate each of those. This one here would be the 4.6% and 10.4% for the third one, and then 9% for the last one. So so 0.05 multiplied by the minus 20.2, the loss in the severe recession, and then subtract the expected return of 7%, square that, plus 0.25 multiplied by 4.6 minus 7 squared plus 0.40 multiplied by 10.4 minus 7 squared plus 0.3 multiplied by 9 minus 7 squared. We add those up, we get 44.26, and then we calculate the standard deviation for the portfolio. So that's just the square root of the 44.26, and that is 6.65%. So what we've shown here is the benefits of diversification. By combining the two portfolios and just we didn't do any sort of optimization or anything, but we picked the two portfolios, we're able to lower our standard deviation. Recall that the standard deviation on the stock fund was over 8%, and the standard deviation on the bond fund was at 8.27%, I believe. So we've come up with a higher return than the bond fund and a much lower standard deviation, so we've reduced our risk significantly.